My friends, how are you? It is absolutely fantastic to see you for yet another video. And we live in a truly disgraceful time in American history right now where the President of the United States will wield the power of the government with his little Republican minions that do whatever it is he tells them to do. They will actually shut down the government and harm the American people, also they can cover up the Jeffrey Epstein files. That is the world we are living in right now. Yeah, guys, don't worry. I did not forget about that at all as we are dealing with Donald Trump's shutdown. Donald Trump and the Republicans showing a few things, that they are willing to hide the truth from the American people and showing that they are completely incapable of governing. That is the world we are living in right now. So we are definitely going to talk about it because, yeah, we're in day four, something like that, of the government shutdown. And Mike Johnson sent the House on break, sent them on vacation so they can continue further to delay any kind of results in Washington, D.C. because they are incompetent and they are just really, really bad people. There is a lot going on here, of course, my friends. Real quick, though, we are super close to 100,000 subscribers. We need less than 7,000 people to subscribe to this channel, and we will pass that 100,000 subscriber milestone. So if you haven't already, press the subscribe button so I can shut the fuck up about it, all right? So anyways, as we know, like I said, like I've been repeating myself already in this video, the government is shut down with the Republicans lying about why it's shut down. And it's an interesting thing because most of America is onto them and knows that it is the Republicans' fault. So the Republicans are lying and saying that the Democrats are shutting down the government because they, the Democrats, being they, want to give health care to a bunch of undocumented immigrants here in America. And if we're paying any attention to anything going on in this country, we know that that is not allowed. That is against federal law to give those benefits to undocumented people in this country. That is not a thing that is going on. They are 100% lying to the American people. What the Democrats are trying to do is a lot of things. Prevent Americans from getting thrown off their health care, whether that be Medicare, Medicaid, things like that, trying to prevent insurance premiums from basically tripling because the Republicans need to funnel more money to the billionaires, and a lot of shit like that is basically what the Democrats are actually trying to do. And there's a lot of polling out there, a lot of different places taking polls on who is to blame for the federal government shutdown. And it's actually pretty surprising. It's not surprising to me, but unfortunately it's surprising for America. The Republicans are getting the blame for what is going on as far as all the polling goes, which is exactly what it should be. You control all three branches of the federal government. You have the presidency, you have the House, you have the Senate. And then you go, oh wait, it's the other guys that are causing the problem here. Well, that don't make a bit of fucking sense now, does it? But yes, the Republicans through all the polling are getting the blame despite their efforts to change the narrative. And that is good. That means the information that we are putting out there, all of us that are speaking up, is getting through to the American people. It is the Republicans that are unable to manage this and the ones that are causing the government to be shut down. Despite their efforts, my friends, you know how they're using all the federal web pages to put up the far left evil Democrats have shut down the government, and that's why we can't help you. Despite all the bullshit that they're doing, we are still getting the messaging out there and getting the blame exactly where it goes, on Donald Trump and the Republican Party. Donald Trump said himself that if there is a government shutdown, it is the fault of the president. Well, get to work there, Donald. It sounds like you got shit to do besides play golf and steal money from Americans. Yeah, how about that? Anyways, there are other factors to this for why they are choosing to keep the government shut down. Recently, the Democrats won a special election in Arizona, I believe it was, that gives there's a petition to release the Epstein files or vote on releasing releasing it. I don't know the specifics, but it requires 218 signatures. And that 218th signature came in the form of that Democrat winning a special election. We now have the signatures required to proceed, to move forward with the vote on releasing the Epstein files to the American people. And you see, as the Republicans are starting to fucking panic, because the Republicans, unfortunately, my friends, we've got an epidemic in this country where the Republicans cannot leave children alone. If they're not sending them sexually explicit text messages, they're trying to meet up with them, they're soliciting them, and they're even going as far as to put their hands on them. That is an epidemic here in America. We cannot get through a week without another Republican committing a crime against a child in America. And look, you can argue that all you want, but those are the facts. While they're busy blaming transgender people who are leaving people the fuck alone, it is them. The call is coming from inside the house. Most recently, because it's hard to keep up because they're always getting arrested for this shit, it was Donald Trump's spiritual advisor and a founder of a mega church was just convicted, was just charged with sexual assault on a 12-year-old girl. And that sounds bad, doesn't it? Because it is bad. What the fuck are you doing? But he got sentenced to 6 months, my friend. 6 months, because he's got friends in high places, and he can get away with it. And this does not deter the Republicans to continue to do the same filthy, disgusting shit they do with children over and over. A lot of them are willing to take that 6-month sentence because they really want to do the thing that they keep on fucking doing. And this keeps happening over and over and over in this country. We know that Donald Trump is connected to Epstein. They have been best friends for the longest time. Donald Trump has talked about how Epstein likes really young ladies, and he's his best friend, and he's a good guy. He wished Ghislaine Maxwell luck when she got sentenced to her prison sentence. He floated the idea of pardoning Maxwell and moved her off to basically a prison summer camp where she's basically at a country club now to get her to keep her mouth shut about what she knows. There was a Donald Trump and Epstein statue put up in Washington, D.C. that then got taken down, even though it had the proper permits, but then was put back up recently because we all know that Donald Trump is heavily tied in with Jeffrey Epstein, which is fucking hilarious, not hilarious. The whole situation's really gross, so try not to read too much into what I just said. It's hilarious in a way because Donald Trump and his entire campaign and all the MAGA dork podcasters out there spent all that time talking about they're going to release the Epstein files and they're going to find out what the evil Democrats have been up to the entire time. And it was them the whole time. It was them the entire fucking time that's in it. And Donald Trump and closeted homosexual Mike Johnson have done everything in their power to hide these Epstein files. Mike Johnson sent the House on vacation early for like a month, their recess. He sent them to their recess early to avoid it. And then when they came back, Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna were working on the this petition that needs to get signed. And now that the petition can get signed, for one, Mike Johnson's refusing to swear her in, and he is sending the House on vacation yet again to avoid this 218th signature. And my friends, I've always said, I believe this is the thing that Donald Trump is scared of. When people talk about don't pay attention to what Donald Trump's doing, he's a distraction, sometimes I disagree because the distractions are just as bad as the bullshit that he's doing. You know, when you say Donald Trump's just trying to distract you, that's why he's got ICE kicking in apartment doors. They're dropping into apartment complexes from fucking helicopters in Chicago. Don't pay attention to that. That's just a distraction. I have to say I disagree. We should still pay attention to that because that is pretty bad. But the Epstein files, I am convinced that is what Donald Trump is afraid of. And Mike Johnson, being a spineless coward and refusing to stand up to Donald Trump, knowing that what he's doing is wrong, is going along with everything that Donald Trump says when it comes to blocking these Epstein files for hiding them from the American people, right? We know that's what's going on. So I believe that no matter what the Democrats do at this point, and I want the Democrats to stand their ground. They're only fighting on one issue here having to do with healthcare. Well, it's multiple issues all tied to healthcare, right? When I would like to see them fight over a lot of things. Of course, the Epstein files being one of them, shutting down Donald Trump's illegal tariffs, shutting down Donald Trump's Gestapo police, stopping Donald Trump from even his threats of turning the military against the United States people, stopping Donald Trump's attack on freedom of speech in America by using the power of the office and the FCC to shut down voices that are critical of him, or going as far as filing lawsuits against news outlets that don't say favorable things about Donald Trump. See, I would be asking for a whole basket of things, my friends, and making them do something about it. But the point I'm making, let's say hypothetically the Democrats do not stand their ground and they say, okay, we're going to concede that we lost on this. I would fully believe that the Republicans would still move the goalpost. If all the Democrats came and said, okay, fine, we're going to vote for this bullshit, they'd go, the Democrats want this, they'd find a way to sabotage it and keep the government shut down and keep trying to buy time from getting this 218th signature. So we have to understand what is going on here, my friends. Donald Trump and people like Mike Johnson, there's probably other loyalists out there that I'm leaving out of this whole thing, are willing to shut down the federal government. Shut down the federal government, cutting off millions of Americans to the funds that they need on a daily basis, the programs they need on a daily basis, firing potentially millions of federal employees. I don't know how many federal employees there are, but they're talking about Russ Vought just taking a hatchet to it and just tearing everything down. Inflicting pain on the American people, my friends, is what they're doing right now. And they are doing it all, every bit of it, to stop these fucking Epstein files from coming out. Can you believe, my friends, that our federal government has sold us out to this level? We know Donald Trump is a criminal. Donald Trump has been a criminal his entire life. Donald Trump is a 34-count felon. Donald Trump is a close friend of Jeffrey Epstein. And Donald Trump has also expressed his desires towards underage girls when he talked about how he would go into the pageants, into the dressing rooms, and inspect underage girls. When Donald Trump saw, a 10, 12-year-old girl going up an escalator, and he said, in 10 years, I'm going to be dating her. When Donald Trump said that if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, he would be dating her. Donald Trump is a sick fuck, my friends. We are literally in the middle of Donald Trump and Donald Trump loyalists crashing the entire country, our entire economy, all in an effort to cover up what Donald Trump did with Jeffrey Epstein. That's where we're at in this country. And I don't really know what's next. I'm just a humble trucker, my friends. I don't really know what happens with the rest of it and how we force all these things to go through. But the Democrats still got to stand their ground. And if it is the healthcare fight, if that's the only fight they want to have right now, have that fight. Stand your ground, refuse to vote for this bullshit, and make them negotiate with you. And then after that's over, once we get through that, and who knows how long this shutdown is going to go over, Mike Johnson needs to swear in our new Democratic representative. He has to. He's required to. But these guys are always breaking the law, right? They don't give a fuck about all that. They don't care. But once we get that one more signature, my friends, we are likely to see what Donald Trump was really up to. We are likely to find out exactly what's going on with that son of a bitch. But it does make me wonder, what other stall tactics do they have in that? Because right now they've got kind of two things going in their favor. Mike Johnson using the excuse of the government being shut down. Meanwhile, Congress is still getting paid, by the way. And that's why he can't swear her in. And he's also saying he will wait for the certified election results, which is not normal. That's not normally how this is done. They win the election and they go get sworn in. Republicans get sworn in within 24 hours. But he's going to wait for the certified election results, and I am very, very curious to see what other stall tactics they have up their sleeve after that, as they continue to shut down the entire country to protect Donald Trump from what probably most of America already knows he is. There must be something deeper in these files that is really, really going to be problematic for Donald Trump if they come out. Anyways, I think that's all my thoughts I have on it. That's just what's going on. They're holding an entire country hostage to protect Donald Trump specifically when it comes to these Epstein files. And I kind of sit here and wonder, when is America going to say enough is enough and we're not going to have this shit anymore and we need the fucking answers? And I don't even know what that looks like, my friends. I don't even know how we get to that point. But with that said, I'm going to get out of here because I didn't have a whole lot of thoughts on it, I guess. You guys got everything I got at the moment. So that's it. Love you guys. Bye now.